Deuteronomy 11. So love God, your God. Guard His rules and regulations. Obey His commandment for the rest of the time. Today is very clear that it isn't your children who are front and center here. They weren't in on that. What God did. Didn't see the acts. Didn't experience the discipline. Didn't marvel at His greatness. The way He displayed His power. In the miracle signs and deeds that He let loose in Egypt on Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and all his land. The way He took care of the Egyptians, its horses, and chariots, burying them in the waters of the Red Sea as they pursued you. God drowned them. And you're standing here today alive. Nor was it your children who saw God take care of you in the wilderness up until the time you arrived here. What did He do to Dathan and Abiram, sons of Eliab, son of Reuben? How the earth opened its jaws and swallowed them with their families, their tents, and everything around them, right out of the middle of Israel. Yes, it was you, your eyes, that saw every great thing that God did. So it's you who are in charge of keeping the entire commandments that I command you today, so that you have the strength to evade and possess the land that you are crossing the river to make your own. Your obedience will give you a long life on the soil that God promised to give your ancestors and their children. The land flowing with milk and honey. 10 through 12. The land you are entering to take ownership isn't like Egypt, the land you left, where you had to plant your own seed and water it yourselves, as in a vegetable garden. But the land you are about to cross the river and take for your own is a land of mountains and valleys. It drinks water that rains from the sky. It's a land that God, your God, personally tends. He's the gardener. He alone keeps His eye on it all year round. 13 through 15. For now, if you listen obediently to the commandments that I am commanding you today, love God, your God, and serve Him with everything you have within you, He'll take charge of sending the rain at the right time, both autumn and spring rains, so that you'll be able to harvest your grain, your grapes, your olives. He'll make sure there's plenty of grass for your animals. You'll have plenty to eat. 16 and 17. But be vigilant, lest you be seduced away and end up serving and worshiping other gods, and God erupt in anger and shuts down heaven, so there's no rain and nothing grows in the fields. And in no time, all you're starved out. Not a trace of you left on the land that God is giving you. 18 through 21. Place these words on your hearts. Get them inside of you. Tie them to your hands and foreheads as a reminder. Teach them to your children. Talk about them wherever you are, sitting at home or walking in the street. Talk about them from time to time. You get up in the morning until you fall asleep at night. Inscribe them on the doorpost and gates of your city, so that you'll live a long time, and your children with you. On the soil that God promised to give you, your ancestors, for as long as there's sky over the earth. That's right. If you diligently keep all the commandments that I have given you to obey, love God, your God, do what He tells you, stay close to Him. God on His part will drive out all these nations, thus stand in your way. Yes, He'll drive out all nations, much bigger and stronger than you. Every square inch on which you place your foot will be yours. Your borders will stretch from the wilderness to the mountains of Lebanon, from the Euphrates River to the Mediterranean Sea. No one will be able to stand in your way anywhere you go. God sent fear. Trembling will precede you, just as He promised. 26. I have brought you today to the crossroads of blessing and curse. The blessing, if you listen obediently to the commandments of God, your God, which I will command you today. The curse, if you don't pay attention to the commandments of God, your God, but leave the road that I command you today, following other goals of which you know nothing. 29 and 30. Here's what comes next. When God, your God, brings you into the land you are going to make your own, you are to give out the blessing from Mount Gerizim, Mount Ebal. After you cross the Jordan River, follow the road to the west through Canaanite settlement in the valley near Gilgal. You are to give out your blessing from Mount Gerizim and the curse from Mount Ebal. After you cross the Jordan River, follow the road west through Canaanite settlements near the valley near Gilgal and Oaks of Marth. (31 and 32). You are crossing the Jordan River to invade and take the land that God, your God, is giving to you. Be vigilant, observe all the regulations and rules I am setting before you today. Thank you for listening to this chapter, and God bless.